Good evening and welcome to the first round of the Racing Paradise Trucks Series Championship here at the Michigan International Speedway. And Tom Kent's in the control position. Alongside me is Jim Cunningham, who will be with me for the next couple of hours to go through the action. The second season of this championship, and if the last championship season is anything to go by, we should be in for a blockbuster of a campaign. Let's bring in Jim. He'll be with me to discuss more about this series. Jim, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm doing good, except for I sound like Kermit the Frog. But I just hello. No, I just got back from a family vacation, and apparently I caught something from all them little germ-carrying kids at Disney World. So other than that, I'm doing good. My throat just sounds terrible. But I am really excited to be here. We put this deal together very last minute. This all actually came together just yesterday, and we've got a phenomenal turnout here tonight. Well over 30 drivers. Yeah, I'm super excited. This is going to be great.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Qualifying is closed. We're just into the final minutes of practice. And so far, it is Tom Ridgway who's fastest ahead of Nathan Strada in second place, with Jacob Nagil in third place, and it's Barry Acker and Rick Modric rounding out the top 5 positions. Times we're looking around about the high 38s, so I think pole position wise it's going to be round about that range. 4 corners of this 2-mile lap of Michigan International Speedway. What can you tell me, or what can you tell us about the circuit itself, Jim?
Well, Michigan is it's a wide circuit. You know, it's your traditional. When the tires are fresh, it's pretty traditional that the bottom is going to be the faster line, but that's only going to hold up for a few laps. And then as the tires start to fade away, you can start kind of running all over this track. It's nice and wide. You can run 3 wide here, and some guys' cars are going to work on the bottom if they've held onto their tires and taken care of them, and the other guys will kind of move up to the middle and the high line. Some guys love the high line here from the start, and they're fast up there. So it's it's going to be a good circuit for racing. It's not a one groove racetrack. They're not just going to follow each other around. So it's a great track for racing. So, and it's always been in the NASCAR world a fun, exciting race. So should be good.
So rundown on how it all works then this season. We've got a fuel limit of 45 to 55%. We've got drivers have got 2 extra sets of tyres available. No fast repairs, and we've got 1 round per week. We've got 10 rounds in the regular season and then 2 in the playoffs. How it works is if a driver wins the race, they go automatically into the playoffs. So we've got 12 drivers qualify, those who either win a race or highest in the points. To be playoff eligible, they must compete in at least 6 of the 10 regular season races. The top 6 finishes in week 11 move on to the championship. The best finisher in week 12 wins the title. So that should be very, very exciting indeed for these drivers. In terms of where they'll be racing at, well, tonight is Michigan, obviously. Next week they go to Pocono, then it's to Richmond for round 3 on August the 4th. Kansas on August the 11th, followed by Daytona on August the 18th on the Oval. On round 6 will be in Darlington on August on that particular week, and it's off to Texas on September the 1st. It's off to Iowa on September the 8th, followed by Nashville Super Speedway on September the 15th, and then the final regular season race will be in Kentucky on September the 22nd. For the playoffs, it's Las Vegas for the 11th round, or the first of the 2 playoff rounds, and then the final one will be in Chicagoland on October the 6th, involving the final 6 that advance from the top 12 in the race before.
So what I got, I never made it past the second track because of the European pronunciation of it. It cracked me up, and so I think you said Pochino, or how'd you say it?
Pocono. I think it's meant to say. I think it's meant Pocono. Yeah.
It's Pocono, like you poke somebody with your finger, Pocono.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought that was funny. And
Yeah.
the only thing I got after that was that they're going to be at Texas at some point, which is in my backyard. Other than that, I didn't get a lot. So real quick, you and I were talking as they're starting to put these qualifying laps down. We were talking earlier that we recognized a few names in here, and we weren't sure where we recognized them from because we broadcast so many different series and stuff like that. Well, as it turns out, a lot of these guys are from the Old Guy Racing League, which I know you've called some stuff for them on another broadcast channel that we both work for, and which I'm not, I'll mention his name. I have no problem with that, with JP Broadcasting. And so I think, did you not actually call their race this morning with James?
No, I did not. No,
yesterday morning. No, not yesterday.
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, but anyway, so that's where I recognize these guys from. So there's several of them in here that are in that league, which is also kind of my home league. But I didn't realize they were over here racing, so that's fun. But anyway, so we're starting to get some qualifying laps in, and right now I'll pull up some times here across the top.
Well, Josh Lambert is fastest at the moment with a 39.1, followed by Rick Modric in second place on a 39.2, 1,000th of a second quicker than Jacob Nagil in third position. It's the two Brandons, albeit with different spellings. Brandon Huff in fourth place on a 39.2, followed by Brendan Hussinger in fifth place with a 39.2, 7,000ths of a second slower than him. The track will get quicker via the second, although we've got less than 90 seconds to go. And there's still enough time to get some laps in, although not a lot of time. But so far, so good looking for Josh Lambert. I mean, 41,000ths of a second may not sound like a lot of time, but on a track like this, it is quite a bit. We've got Chris Randall, who has just gone over the line, or Derek Roush, who has just gone over the line.
Well, Kane Logston just jumped up there into second place. Right there pretty much towards the end of qualifying there. There's not many cars left on track at this point. They're all pretty much done parking at this point. All right.
Well,
to be honest, I don't know if they have a warm-up session or not. I guess we'll find out here in about 30 seconds.
We'll find out soon enough. It is Josh Lambert who's still fast on that 39.1. With sort of times in practice being in the high 38s, and I'm a little bit surprised no one has been able to set a time of that standard, but I think that comes down to the fact that when you do a considerable number of laps consecutively, that's where the time is found. 34 drivers we've got competing, and we are just waiting for the session to officially end. No one is out on circuit. We've got 5 seconds to go, and we'll find out soon enough whether we go straight into the race session or whether it will be in the warm-up. So at the end of that session is...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Josh Lambert is on pole with Kane Logston alongside, and it's Rick Modric and Jacob Nagil next behind. Super job from Josh.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so we are gridding up here, so there's no, we do not have a warm-up period, which I'm okay with. So here's our starting grid.
Josh Lambert on pole with Kane Logston next to him, and it's Rick Modric and Jacob Nagil on row 2. Brandon Huff and Braden Hussinger on row 3, followed by Tom Ridgway and Charlie Stutzman on the 4th row. Zach Tucker and Michael Champlin rounding out the top 10. Brendan Carroll and Nathan Strader on row 6, followed by Will Weaver and Michael Siglart. William Samples and John Gardner Sr. on row 8. Matt Morrison and Derek Roush on the 9th row with Juan Velez and Robert Chappell rounding out the top 20. Then it's Chris Chadwick in 21st place, followed by John Fowler. There's Barry Acker and Tim Johns. Aaron Blackburn and Brent Thompson in 25th and 26th, with Chris Randall and Casey Cotterman on row 14. And it's Rudy Haag and Ryan Walker in 29th and 30th. Running out the grid, we've got Trent Richard, Randy Corrier, Jackson Johnston, and Richard Neumann.
Sorry about that. I was trying to make sure that these cameras were working since this is all a new pack here for this place. Yeah, here I'll run through the grid. We still got a minute. Let everybody look at their names and stuff. So yeah, so the one of the things about Michigan that you'll find is these tires are going to wear quickly. Probably within 10 laps, the lap times may drop off as much as a second. So, but again, that makes for better racing here. So I think overall it's going to be that's going to make for some really, really good racing.
We've got 34 drivers in this, and we are going to be in for a brilliant, brilliant race. Hopefully we can keep it that way for the remainder of the campaign. And so the pace car will lead the field round for a few laps before this race does get underway.
Yep, standing starts at NASCAR would be interesting. Funny story, somebody tried that at Daytona with like, I don't know, maybe radicals or something like that, and they didn't think about it, but the cars were parked on the banking, so when they tried to do the standing start, cars started slipping off the track to the bottom. I
had that once in another championship involving Mazda MX-5s, where they were just basically parked on the banking of Daytona. Yeah, and in terms of the starts, considering they're only two-wheel drive, they're rear-wheel drive machines, it was funny to watch.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine what NASCAR would be like with a standing start. It would be a disaster. I have to admit, one time I was leading a NASCAR race. I don't remember if it was in a truck or not, but it was in something. And I got around to, there was about, I don't know, 15, 20 laps to go, and I'm leading the race as caution. And when they started the race back, I was in the wrong gear and gassed it right up into the wall as the pace car comes off.
And so we'll be kickstarting the new season of this Racing Paradise Truck Series, part of Free Time Racing. And it is the green flag being waved, and we are underway here in Michigan. To the left in the yellow and black livery machine is Josh Lambert. Round the outside is Kane Lugston in the 319. And it is a super start from the field as they head through turns 1 and 2. Jamie McGill is ahead of Rick Modric, albeit by a car's length. And so they power down the back straight before they get to turn 3. And Kane Lugston in front by the time they get to turn number 3. As we look further back, there is seed number 48 in the field, who just looking to see who the drivers are. JB Nagil is the number 48, I should say. I thought it was further down the field, but it is Rick Modric in 4th place in the red livery machine, the red and black livery car. There he is, look, behind, and through turns number 1 and 2 they come on this second tour here, Jim.
Yeah, this is actually got off to a nice clean start. They're running, as you can see, they're already running 3 wide, running all over this track, which is phenomenal. That's a nice chrome livery right there. You can tell I'm ADHD. It's like squirrel, chrome livery. Yeah, they got off to a nice start. Everybody's finding their little groove, getting their tires warmed up. Yeah, we're off to a great start.
Biggest gainer so far is Nathan Strader in 6th place. The biggest loser of it all is Brandon Huff in P12. He's down from 5th position to P12. Nathan Strader continuing to make his way through the field. And Jabin Nagil in front, ahead of Kane Lugston, albeit by a nose, as they head through turns number 1 and 2, out of there and onto the back straight once more. The field behaving themselves all the way through. We do have a driver in the pits already. That is Richard Newman, who had pitted in after lap 1. But he's still going. He is a lap down, so we'll have to hope that some drivers do drop out of this for him to perhaps get back on the lead lap somehow. But so far, it is a brilliant start to this, Jim.
So I'm not sure, again, how much NASCAR stuff that you've done. NASCAR has what they call a lucky dog, and I'm pretty sure this league is running it. So every caution flag that occurs, the first car that's a lap down gets to pass the pace car and get back on the lead lap. So all Richard has to do is just hang on and be the only car a lap down, and when the caution comes out, he'll get his lap back and he'll be back on the tail end of the lead lap.
There's a driver dropping down the order considerably. Brandon Huff has gone round, I think, and we have our first caution, Jim, and we'll get reason why Brandon Huff ended up spinning round on the exit of turn number 2. And here we are, look. This is Brandon Huff. He's going to get attacked there from the 94. Yes, he will. And he nearly went barrel rolling there on the approach to turn 3.
Well, this place is fast.
He did very well.
This place is fast. Daytona and Talladega run restrictor plates. They don't run restrictor plates at Michigan, so this track is really fast. As you can see, if you look at their top speeds, they run right at 200 miles an hour around here.
Richard Newman will use that lucky dog perk to get back on the lead lap now. And we'll find out soon enough when he will do so. I think that is Richard Newman who's going back through past the pace car. And it won't be too long before we get going.
No, it'll be interesting to see if I don't think anybody's going to pit here, especially not with 3 sets of tires. Somebody may come in and top their fuel tank off just to maybe try some different kind of strategy if they're further back in the pack or something to maybe gain some track position. Oh, they're all coming. Look at this. All right. Yep. Well, I don't see anybody taking tires here, not with only 3 sets. So I'd be shocked if they took tires. But let's see. I sure missed this call.
Kane Longston, Josh Lambert, Tom Ridgway are in, Jacob McGill, Rick Modric, Zach Tucker, Michael Champlin, Brennan Husinger, Robert Chappell, Michael Sigler are in, John Feller is in, Barry Acker, William Samples, Will Weaver, Derek Roush, John Gardner Sr. is in, Brent Thompson, Juan Velez, the majority of them in. Yeah,
they just came in and topped their tanks off. That's that's not a bad play at all. I'm kind of surprised that the guys up front did that, being that we were only a few laps in, but it's definitely not a bad strategy there, because especially these guys know each other, and if they're prone to running long green flag stretches, then that was a really good move, because if they get into a long green flag situation, those few extra laps of fuel are going to help quite a bit. So we'll see how that works out.
Someone's slowing on that left-hand side there. I don't know what's going on with him. We'll find out in a moment what exactly is going on. It might be Trent Richard, actually, who's dropping down the order on circuit. I don't know whether he's just slowing to allow some of the drivers who he may have passed under caution. But at the moment, the field are coming round. I think we may be coming in. I don't know whether the pace car is coming in this lap.
No, the lights are still on, so no, it won't be this lap.
It will not be this lap, which will give a little bit more time for the likes of Jackson Johnson and Richard Newman to get back on the lead. I don't think Richard Newman's got back on the lead lap yet, unless the safety car has allowed him to.
I don't know if he's passed or not yet, but they will. Well, according to this, he's not the first car a lap down. Oh, there he is. Okay, now he is. Yeah, I don't think he's passed it yet. It'll tell him to once everything settles in. It'll tell him to pass the pace car. That usually happens after pit stops, I'm pretty sure.
So the order in the field is Nathan Strader in the lead, and it's Charlie Stutzman, and it's Brennan Cowell, Matt Morrison, Tim Johns, Aaron Blackburn, Chris Chadwick, and Rudy Haag. None of those 8 drivers pitted in during the pace car period. And it looks like we've got a retirement involving Jackson Johnston. And we don't know what exactly happened to him, but he is not going any further in this one.
Yep, he's done. Don't know what happened with him. Let's see if I can see anything.
Well, it looks like the safety car lights are off on this lap, Jim. So it looks like we're going to be going. We're going green at the end of this one. How long will it take for those that just pitted to make their way through? I'd have thought it won't take too long. But the pace car is coming in now, and we'll be set to go. And we await for the green flag to be waved, and it is green as we begin lap number 8 here in Michigan.
Oh, right off the bat.
Yeah, off the bat, and so many cars involved. Second caution of the night already, and that was a complete miscommunication there from the drivers. Some of them deciding to go, some of them were a little asleep, and Nathan Strader can breathe a little, have another break from it all, and we'll find out who actually caused that, because I think that was contributed by the fact that we had a mixture of those that hadn't pitted and those that had pitted deciding to wanting to get on with it. This is going to be a replay then. So we're looking at the 5th row of the field here on that restart, although actually might be a little bit further back that we are seeing that contributed to all that going on.
Right there.
It's that pink livery car there, just further behind.
Well, he
got kick-started it.
He got slowed up there. Here, watch. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who that is. So if you look
it's that pink car.
Watch in front of him though. They all check up in front of him, and then he hits his brakes and has to dart down to the inside to avoid them. See right here, the brown truck checks up. See how they're all checking up, and then he hits the guy in the rear end, and that was. So it really started around the brown truck here. I'm not sure who that is. I'll get to know these liveries and these guys eventually, but being this is week 1, it's a little tough. But that's just one of those, NASCAR type incidents where some of the guys don't get going as fast as the others, and they end up, especially in bigger fields, that'll happen. So yeah, that's unfortunate though.
It was Rudy Haag who we were focusing on that replay, and some drivers have ducked into the pit lane, which is no surprise because some will have taken a little bit of damage, and there we see someone going back on the lead lap there. I would assume that will be Richard Newman, who has been given the benefit of the doubt to get back on the lead lap. That's
so this Nathan Strader car right here, this Jack Daniels livery he's got with the chrome Jack Daniels livery, I'm liking that a lot. That's a good looking car.
It's actually really nice, isn't it? I do actually like it a lot.
Well, I'm a big fan of Jack Daniels liveries. If I make a lot of Jack Daniels liveries for some reason, but I really like that one. That's a good looking car. I love that chrome. That's an art I haven't mastered. Well, it's some kind of, they call it a spec map, and it's a pain in the behind. I probably need to talk to Nathan and see if he can explain it to me, because that's a good looking car right there. What does this truck say? Big ass fans? Oh, that's funny. Apparently,
I'm not gonna.
Well, apparently,
I'm not gonna repeat it on there.
No. I think it's talking about fans, like wind machines. They sell big ass fans. I'm going with that.
Robert Chappell's been in the pits. John Fowler, Juan Velez, Michael Champlin, Michael Siegler, Zach Tucker, Brennan Huff, Jacob McGill, and John Gardner Sr. have all been in the pits. So it looks like 2 pit stops already for Jacob McGill after running towards the front end of the field. He's done 2 stops already.
More than likely, I don't know this to be a fact, but more than likely, he probably pronounces his name Nagel, would be my guess. I don't know that for a fact, but I used to have a friend I played tennis with 100 years ago, and his name was Nagel, and that's how he spelled it. So my guess is that might be how that one's pronounced in America. I'm not sure, though. We'll see. He'll straighten us out if it's wrong. All right, lights are off, so we're going to be going green this time. Bye. All right, I know these guys can put some green flag laps down, so we won't hold that one against them.
If you have joined us in the YouTube chat, we do welcome you. Do get involved. And any questions you wish to ask us, do feel free to question away. As we've still got a long way to go yet this one. We're ending the second caution of this. And it'll be green flag racing. We are completing the 11th lap. We've got 69 laps to go in this first race of Season 2 of the Racing Paradise Truck Series Championship. And the pace car will peel off into the pit lane. And it'll be race on once more. Just the one retirement so far in this race. Jackson Johnson is out, and I think John Gardner Sr. has also stopped. So 2 drivers out already from the 34 that have started, and we await for the green flag to be waved. And we are underway here, lap 12 out of 80, and it's Nathan who leads the way ahead of Charlie Stutzman, with Brendan Cowell one of 2 drivers that is not American in the field. He's just sneaking up into second place. And it's Tim Johns in 4th, Matt Morrison and Kane Logston, the highest of all those that have pitted already in this race.
So we got a slow car down here on the bottom.
Michael Champlin, I think it is. Is it Michael Champlin? No, it's not. It's John Gardner Sr.
Oh, he's back out on the track. Okay. Yeah, he's just getting out of the way. Well, that's good.
Yeah. He will just needs to be careful, actually, because the field will be coming at him like a ton of bricks, if you want to put it in those words. But so far, it is Nathan Strader who is continuing to lead out of the last corner, and through turn 1 he comes. And through the oval, Matt Morrison through into second place. Brandon Cowell's down to 4th place since the restart. Kane Luxton maintaining his spot there in 5th place, who is in a net race lead, if you want to put it in those terms. We've got a few drivers hitting trouble on circuit. It looks like Michael Ziegler. Michael Ziegler has been in the wars as well. So he looks like he's another one gone from this race. No caution needed for the time being. And, there is a collision. That's most certainly going to be a caution. Didn't quite pick up on who that was. But caution number 3, Jim.
Well, I think he went upside down, actually. So Ziegler just bumped the wall there. That really, that's not like in road racing. That won't at all take him out of the race. But let's see here.
It's Rick Modric. Rick Modric was the one that went flying over the grass when he was tipped round. We're going to see a replay. Now, who was it that tipped him round? We're looking at the wrong car.
Yeah, we are.
He's about 5 or 6 cars further back.
Let's see here.
And and it was just pandemonium from that.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Well, the way this thing's spread out, so Tim Johns is the 32. That's who went upside down. Tim Johns.
So that's the one that's upside down. So it was not Rick Modric, unless he got caught up in the aftermath.
Well,
which is a possibility.
I'm gonna have to bring this up. No offense to Tim Johns, but I'm an LSU fan from Louisiana. So Louisiana State University. I can't root for that Alabama truck. So the fact that it went upside down doesn't break my heart. You'd understand that if college football is a big deal in the South, and Alabama and LSU are huge rivals. Let's see what happened to Rick Modric there. He was okay. He got into him. Yeah, got it caught into him, and then just scuffed it along the wall. All right, he should be all right. All right.
Effectively race over for Rick Modric unless he decides.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. In oval track racing with the cautions and stuff, they can come in and work on it. And, he could easily be right back in this race in 20 or 30 laps, no problem, up there contending for the lead again. That's the difference in road racing. It doesn't write you off as quick here as it does in road racing. So they'll have an opportunity to work on it during pit stops and get it back on track. And he may even lose a lap, but then the next caution he may get it back. I've seen a guy that's been a lap down, worked on his car every single caution flag for the whole race, and came back and won the race. So,
that tells you something about not giving up.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the beauty of the NASCAR situation with the caution flags and everything. It does give you a chance to work on your car and get it back in there and get it back going again. So we got some guys now, looks like, that are pitting and taking tires because of the length of time they're in. So like Jacob Nagel and those guys, I don't see anybody up on jacks right now, but. Or these guys maybe all these guys were involved in that accident because they're in there a long time. Yeah. All these guys must have been involved in that accident, and they're working on their car right now. So, well, we know Nagel was fast, so we'll see ultimately how he shakes out as he starts working on his. Because Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the 3rd pit stop, I believe, he has had in this race.
Yeah,
unless
which
I'm
is
mistaken with that.
not uncommon. You know, again, he topped off his fuel tank the first 2 times. Now this time he was involved in an incident, so he's going to work on it a little bit and get it fixed back up, and he'll get out ahead of the pace car here, hopefully, or otherwise he'll go a lap down and he'll have to earn it back with the lucky dog system. But see there how
he's going. Yeah, well, I think the fact that he was at the pit exit has allowed him the opportunity to just sprint ahead of the pace car, so he doesn't end up in that notorious situation.
Well, that's the strategy, though. That's part of the strategy of NASCAR that a lot of people don't realize. You know, oh, it's just turn left, but it's not. You know, like you work on it till the last second. You get out there, you stay ahead of the pace car, you keep working on it. It's that's the beautiful part about this. Once you get to learn the ins and outs of NASCAR racing, it's a lot more strategic than people give it credit for. So that's going to be really interesting to see how he does through the rest of the race now that he's had to work on it, and he may have to work on it 2 or 3 more times. You know, but I do think it's funny that when we were putting this whole deal together, well, the lights are coming. I'll tell that story later. We'll talk about it. We're about to go green here, so.
The top 28 are on the lead lap. Michael Sigler, Tim Johns, and Michael Champlin are all running, albeit laps down. I think Michael Champlin may be a few laps down, probably a couple of laps down on the leaders, but the pace car is in again. Caution 3 is about to end here, and it's Matt Morrison who is ahead of Kane Logston as they begin lap number 18, and 63 to go here in Michigan. And Matt Morrison leads the way, and it's Brandon Cowell who's thinking about a move on Kane Logston, but it's Tom Ridgway who's moved in front of both Kane and Brandon into second position. The 33 moving up the order, and so far so good from the field. We've had 3 cautions already in this race, in case you've just joined us, and hopefully won't get too many more as the race continues on. And strategy is going to play a key role in how this race gets decided. So some will be waiting probably for the next caution to arrive. But Matt Morrison, well, he'll be just focusing on keeping his eyes in front of him and perhaps behind, with the field chasing him.
Yeah, he got a nice jump there. And like I said, I'm sure these guys are kind of hoping to settle into a little bit of a green flag run here and put some laps away, you know. But one of the expressions that you hear a lot in NASCAR racing and oval track racing is cautions breed cautions. When you bring that entire field back together again, it tends to make other cautions kind of happen, you know, when you put them that close together. We got a nice battle here for the lead, though.
Morrison and Logston, and it's Ridgway in third, and it's Cowell, Acker, Lambert, Stutzman, Blackburn, Chappell and Fowler, your top 10. And we're right on board with Kane Logston, who is running in P2. He's just been overtaken a little bit by Ridgway, who's got his nose in front, albeit momentarily. And the man who started on pole position earlier, Josh Lambert, is in 6th place. He's, of course, not far off this bunch anyway, and we know how much a lot can change in any form of NASCAR series. And Michigan, one of many ovals in the States, and I'm really loving every single second of what we are seeing around this particular circuit as they begin their 21st lap. So we're a quarter of the way through this one. It's taken a little longer than expected, considering we've had 3 cautions as we speak. When will Kane Logston decide to pull out here? Well, it's kind of like a game of chess at this point. Do you go at the head of the queue and sacrifice giving the toe to the cars behind, or you think, you know what, let's just hold back a little bit and allow the race to come to us?
That was a nice pass right there. He got it done.
And Barry Acker is thinking about making his way through into second position, heading towards turn number 1 and through the left-hander again. Well, of course, the left-handers are going to go around in a anti-clockwise direction in the States, or counter-clockwise if you are American. Of course, it's anti-clockwise, we call it in Europe and in the UK. But through turns 3 and 4, Matt Morrison through. Well, there was a little bang of wheels actually with Kane Logston as they went through that last section of the lap. And at the moment it is Matt Morrison who leads after starting from 17th on the grid. Barry Acker, who begun this race in 23rd spot, is now in P3. But of course, we all know in series like this, a lot can change in such a short space of time. Matt Morrison nearly pushing Kane Logston into the barrier. They left him enough space, but it's also left the door open for Barry Acker to sneak through, providing he can keep his foot in there.
Yeah, I think
there's another lap car. There's another lap car they'll be approaching, Jim.
I think Matt Morrison slipped up there a little bit, and you see, car got a little push, got a little tight on him, and shoved up the track, and that opened the door for Barry to take the lead. That was a nice little move by Barry, but they're coming back. They're all over him here. Oh,
it's 3 abreast into turn 1. We want to keep it clean here, and through goes Barry Acker into the lead for the first time. And Kane Logston will keep his nose in there. It is a drag race after all, around ovals like this one. And we've seen further back, there's a battle for 4th place between the likes of John Fowler, Nathan Strader, Matt Morrison, who's dropped down. I think we've got a caution out, yeah. Multiple cars involved, and caution number 4 has arrived.
Wow, okay. Well, let's see there what happened. I saw him dropping down. He slid. Oh, he got bumped up, and then they almost hung on to it. Oh, he was going to hang on to it, and then he got bumped again. Wow. All right, let's take a look at that from maybe from the chopper cam. Let's see how that looks.
So we're looking to see. So that's Matt Morrison in between the two there. I couldn't quite see. There's like a white livery car he came together with, and there was someone else that got caught up in the aftermath of it, pointing the wrong way.
Yep. That was Stutzman, I believe.
Might have been Stutzman and Chadwick. I think Chadwick might have been involved in that. So this is Stutzman.
Stutzman's the one going backwards, yeah. And then Brent Thompson was also involved in that here.
This is Brent Thompson, who basically hits Stutzman head on.
Oh, he does. He sure does. Couldn't know where to go.
Yeah. So he'll have taken some damage from that, Will Thompson, unfortunately.
And then
Stutzman
struggling
to get round.
I think maybe, no, that was it, I guess. Okay, I thought somebody else hit him. I was like, man, talk about bad luck. Oh, did he get hit right here? Oh, he spun it. He spun it. Oh, he's probably, aggravated. These things are easy to spin, too. Well, we got more cars on pit road working on them.
Yep. So we've got the likes of Rudy Haag, Brendan Cowell, Tom Ridgway, Brandon Hossinger, Josh Lambert, Zach Tucker, Jacob Nagel, Derek Rausch, Brandon Hoff, Charlie Stutzman, Matt Morrison's in, Juan Velez, Trent Richardson, Aaron Blackburn's in, Randy Corrier's in, Brent Thompson, Casey Kotterman. A lot of drivers in.
Some are
on this
I guess some are pitting just regular and maybe taking their tires. Yeah. So if you look and you see these pit stops in the 25, 26 second range, that's a guy that's taking 4 tires. He's fueling up and taking 4 tires. That's typically about a 25, 30 second pit stop. These guys that are doing maybe 14, 15 seconds, they could be just topping off with fuel, but more than likely they're probably topping off and just taking right side tires only, because obviously the right sides take all the abuse here. So
well, the race leader right now is Kane Logston.
Did he pit?
Richard Newman, he was at the back of the field, if you remember, Jim, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is now in second place.
Yeah, there you go. With and he had at one point he had a minute 20-second pit stop. That's right. He was a lap down. In fact, you remember? He went a lap down, and he had to wait to get the lucky dog, and now he's sitting in second place. That's the beautiful part, though. Your race is it's not over, and that's, that's so nice. whatever happened to him at the beginning, he was able to bounce back from it, and he's got his car up here in the front again, and he's got a chance to contend. All right.
Safety car lights are off now, I think. So
Yep,
it should be coming in at the end of this lap.
There's a lot of motorhomes in the infield there. I'd like to have me one of them fancy slide out motorhomes parked up next to the track there. You had nothing to say to that, huh?
Well, I wouldn't mind being in one of them, to be honest with you. Those typical American-style motorhomes.
Oh, is that not a European thing? They don't.
Well,
do
we tend to have caravans over in our area because some people do have like caravan holidays and all that. But motorhomes are different in like a lot of European championships and all that. But if you talk about motorhomes, it's quite different over in Europe than it is in the US. Meanwhile, we've got 53 laps to go here in Michigan. 4 cautions we have had, and it's Richard Newman who's in second place behind Kane Logston, who leads away, and he's already built up a cushion on this restart.
He has indeed. He got a heck of a jump there. That's the beautiful part about being the leader, I guess. Barry Acker still running in third there. They're about to make a move on Richard Newman.
And there's some dicing going on in the field, actually. And I think that was Tom Ridgway in 4th place. He's got through on Zach Tucker. It might be Zach Tucker that is through on Chris Randall. And Chris Randall's lost the position to Will Weaver behind. Will Weaver is in 6th place now ahead of Randall, who continues to drop down the order. Derek Roush is ahead of him as the field continues to filter the way through around the course once more. And there we see the number 5 of Nathan Strader pushing out Chris Randall again, who's continuing to struggle. I don't know when the last time Chris Randall came into the pit lane because he's really struggling on this restart. And yeah, he's not having the best time of it. It looks like he's on all tyres.
Let me see here. I can tell you, last time he pitted was he has not pitted. Right? Is that right? No. Oh no, he's pitted. No, he pitted.
I'm sure he has pitted.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Down to 17th place. He's pitted twice in this one.
Yeah, twice, yeah.
Chris. His last pit stop was on lap 15. So that explains why he has been struggling on this restart.
Yeah, well, and like I said, sometimes these tires get cold. They get debris on them. They're famous for that too. When you don't change tires and they get hot, and then you get up on maybe the top side or the bottom side of the track, and you got all those marbles and debris up there, it'll pick that up on your tires, and sometimes it takes a couple of laps to get that off.
And there we see.
We got a battle
field coming through.
Battle for the lead up here, though.
There are the top 5. Zach Tucker, Tom Ridgway, Kane Logston, Barry Acker and Richard Newman down to 5th position. Behind them are Will Weaver and Derek Roush. Josh Lambert is a little bit further back in the 90. And then Tom Ridgway into the lead now in that pink liveried 33. I think it's not Tom Ridgway. He's in the number 33 black livery, I should say.
Yeah.
Zach Tucker is the one in that pink livery.
That is a good-looking car, and you can definitely see it on track.
Oh, and looks like Kane Logston has gone round, unfortunately. And it looks like... Oh, no, he's gone into the pit lane, which is interesting. He's been in the wars somewhere as Kane, which is a big, big shame.
Yep.
I'm interested to know how he's managed to do that.
Let's see if I can figure out where he got sideways at. Kane, I don't see anything that shows him hitting the wall. So it must not have been too serious. It didn't record it as an incident anyway.
Well, Zach Tucker is still leading with Tom Ridgway, who's in that black livery on the left-hand side of the picture. And it's Barry Acker in that green livery car in the 83.
So
and it's Will Weaver.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Will Weaver in 4th place, and it's Derek Roush and Richard Newman.
So the 33 Goodwrench truck there. That livery is you're young. I'm not sure if you know. Obviously, Dale Earnhardt Sr. You've heard of him, of course.
Yes.
That was the Dale Earnhardt livery. Was that black and white GM Goodwrench livery like that? He's the one that made that livery famous. Obviously, 33 wasn't his number, but 3 was. So that's probably whoever that is in the 33. Who is that? That's Thomas Ridgway. He's probably an Earnhardt fan, would be my guess.
There's a lovely tribute to him, Dale Earnhardt Sr., who we sadly lost in 2001, I think it was, that we
it was.
Lost him. But I do recall Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing in the NASCAR series not too long after that. And we do have a car in pit lane there. I think that might be Richard Newman, who's gone in for a pit stop. It looks like some people are struggling here. We've got another caution, Jim, and I think it's because I did see an off track on the timing page. It might be Chris Randall that had gone round on this lap. We were looking at the wrong car.
There we go. Maybe.
He's wide into the last corner, but that's kind of normal.
Oh, no, there it is.
Someone spun round ahead of him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it is Chris Randall.
Was it? Let's see. No, that was Chris Randall there.
Well, it's Chris Randall there, so it'll be a couple of cars ahead of him. I'm sure it was like a black livery machine there. I couldn't quite recognise what the car number it was.
I don't either.
But he did go off the circuit in evasive action. That explains why I thought it might have been Chris Randall.
Yeah. It'll take us a week or two to get all these liveries down and get to know who these guys are. But let's see. So nobody's making a major move here. Well, I guess we'll see if anybody's going to pit. Do we have anybody who has not taken tires yet? It looks like we do have a couple that have not.
Well, the drivers who have made pit stops so far, well, there is one driver who's only made one pit stop in this race, and that's Brandon Cowell, who is in P7 on track. Looking further down,
well, he
Richard has only
certainly has not
Charlie
taken.
Stutzman's only stopped once.
He hadn't taken tires because he only had a 9-second pit stop. So it looks like Ridgway's coming in. I don't think Ridgway's taken tires yet, so this is probably going to be a tire stop for him. Because keep
an eye on the pit stop times then, and work out whether they are taking on tires or not.
Yeah, well, we'll keep the camera on him here just for the heck of it and see. We got Zach Tucker behind him there with the pink livery machine. Let's see, they should go up on jacks. No, neither one of them. Interesting strategy. So
preserving them for later.
Yeah, they're saving them for later cautions. They're gonna try to have fresh rubber at the end of the race when it matters.
So is the tactic basically to save a new set of tyres for the final 10 laps in the case?
Well, probably not 10. Probably 10's not enough. Because if you pitted with 10 to go, you'd be at the back, and it would be probably a little hard to work your way up from there. But say maybe 20, would be a good spot to 20, 25 laps to go, and you got fresh tires and nobody else does. That'll give you a good run up to the front. But yes, in theory, you save them for late in the race, and like they're doing. If they save 2 sets, then they can make a run to get themselves track position, and then take that last set towards the end of the race and have fresh tires when not too many other people do.
The pace car lights are still flashing, so it will still continue on for another lap. Barry Acker is the one that's leading, Derek Roush and Brandon Cowell. Now, the highest driver in the field who has made a pit stop, the most recent pit stop, is Thomas Ridgway, who's running in P7 in the number 33 Chevrolet machine.
But he does not have fresh tires, though. So
he didn't take on fresh tires, that's correct, yeah. So he is carrying on his way. It's the same for Zach Tucker behind.
So they're just topping off their fuel tanks in case we decide to get a long green run. what that tells me is that they like to set up on their car and they can run it on older tires. And this is that kind of track, because if you've got older tires, you can just kind of drift up and run a little higher, and the car will handle a little better up there. So yeah, it's not an uncommon strategy at all here at Michigan. Now, there's certain tracks that strategy doesn't work at all. You'll get absolutely run over if you don't take tires.
Now, the highest driver, we've got the top 24 on the lead lap. I don't know whether Tim Johns has been allowed to get back on the lead lap because he's the highest of all those that have been lapped, or whether it was Charlie Stutzman who was the driver lapped before the caution came out. I don't think that is the case, and if so, it might be either Richard Newman or Tim Johns getting that particular benefit.
No, it's already happened because the lights are out on the pace car, so whoever it is already made the move. So it probably was Stutzman then. But also another rule to the lucky dog that as we go back green here again, you can't get the lucky dog if you were involved in the incident and you're the first car lapped out. So, like, basically you can't cause a caution and then get your lap back.
Which is fair enough, I suppose.
Sure.
Green flag. And Barry Eckert leads the field. Brandon Cowell in second place, 42 to go. And it seems to me like they're going through single file this time around compared to the previous restarts. The front and end of the field anyway. And Trent Richard, who's in 9th position now behind. And Zach Tucker's lost the position. Now he's got that back. It looks like we've got multi-car. Pile up again. Caution, number 6.
Yeah, Zach Tucker was involved in that, actually. I don't know that he caused it, but he was out there and got squeezed up into the wall, it looked like. Let's see where that actually occurred at here. Let's see, right here maybe. So the 3 wide down there. The white truck comes up and
someone cut across on Zach Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker tried to get out of the way too, it looked like. I'm trying to figure out who that was. It must have been...
Was it Aaron Blackburn? I think it was Aaron Blackburn that he came together with. It was the 501 that...
Yep, Aaron.
Yeah. And I think that was Josh Lambert who got involved.
The 90, whoever that was, in the Caterpillar machine. 90 car, who was that? Josh Lambert, yeah? Yep.
Yeah.
So, funny story here, as we unfortunately got to see Aaron Lambert involved in a crash. Let's do this. Let's look at it from... give me a second here. I'm out of practice. I've been gone for 2 weeks. Let's look at this from... We're going to look at this from Zach Tucker's perspective. Where is Zach Tucker? Yeah, nothing he could do. He moved over as far as he could.
Yeah.
Just one of those
you have
incidents.
to say that was Blackburn that caused that.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously thought he was clear, and he wasn't. Maybe a spotter told him he was clear. That happens sometimes. So funny thing is with Aaron Blackburn, he contacted me a month or so ago about working with the league he was in, and we couldn't get together on a typical day or whatever at the time, and so then I reached out and ended up making this deal, like I said yesterday, and I logged in today, and Aaron's like, "You remember me, huh? I contacted you about a month ago to work with us," and so that was kind of funny. And Aaron was one of our test cameras tonight for our to show our their webcams, but apparently I have not got that sorted out, and Aaron does not look happy. I can see his webcam, but I don't know that I can share it with you guys. Let me see. Is he out of his truck? No, he's still in his truck. Where is he at? Talk amongst yourselves. Yep, there he is in the pits.
We've got cars in the pit lane, and there he is, Aaron Blackburn.
By the way, look at them. Look at those snazzy shades with the American flag. I gave him a little grief about those earlier today. So we have his webcam up, and I'm trying to get him to pull up, and I can't seem to make it work. I'm going to try to work on getting that fixed this week. I appreciate Aaron participating in my little test program, but it didn't work out. So we had him and Brandon Hunsinger, who tried to help us out tonight, but we'll try to get that sorted for next week. It's a cool little feature. We can see him working hard in the sim there, but I'm sure Aaron probably wouldn't want to be on camera at this point anyway. He's probably a little upset with himself for messing his race up here.
Well, Blackburn's been in the pits for some time.
Yeah, well, he probably suffered a good bit of damage there. It got turned into that wall when he drifted up like that. What is Zach's situation? He's back on track, right? He's a lap down now, though?
I think he might still be on the lead lap. Let's just check to see where he is at. So he's running in 28th position. He's not lapped by the safety car yet, I believe. Oh, yes, he has. Yeah, he is down a lap now. Is Zach Tucker, unfortunately. But he'll hope for another caution later on.
It's acting weird. It's almost like he's out of the race. I don't think he is, but...
Well, Blackburn's not rejoined the circuit yet.
No, he's obviously getting some work done, but...
Well, Rick Modric, who we did lose earlier, he is circulating, albeit he is 22 laps down in 33rd place. So he may gain a few positions from those that have pulled out earlier. It looks like Zach Tucker, he is showing that he's out of the race because he is no longer circulating round. The pace car is in though, Jim, and we're going to go green. 42 laps down, 38 to go. Will we make it through the next 10 laps or so without a caution? We'll see.
Yeah, I would like to see us run a little green flag stint here and see how these trucks handle when they get 20, 25 laps on those tires.
It's Barry Eckert who leads the way, and it's Tom Ridgway in second. It's Brandon Cowell, Will Weaver, Brandon Hussinger, and a few drivers are dropping down the order. Trent Richard has lost a number of places, and another caution.
Oh my goodness.
Second caution in a row on the first lap of the restart. It might have been Trent Richard who had gone round on that restart, unfortunately. We'll find out in a moment who that was. We're right on board here. Who are right on board here with Jim? It is Derek Roush.
Oh, well, I don't know that he caused it. I think he might have been involved in it. Let's see.
Well, this is on the restart.
Yeah, it showed. That's who it showed was involved, but... All right, let's try one more time.
On the timing pages, it's changing. So I wonder if he's...
It keeps jumping to this camera. I don't know why. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, it was not him.
No,
it was not him involved in it. It was Juan Velez in that red livery 88.
Well, that's another fine-looking chrome livery. Hold it out of the fence. Oh, he kept it out of the fence. You'll be all right. Shouldn't be too bad. And then Derek Roush, I believe, was also involved in that.
This is, if anything, it'll be a separate incident. Although he came into the pits, Jim.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
What in the world happened there?
I don't know if he's lost steering.
That's what it seemed like, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that was interesting.
He's back in the pit lane now.
Barney's going to have a big old right arm after this thing, waving that caution so much.
Maybe switch hands next time. In fact, no, don't. If he's right-handed, just stick to the right hand.
I'm not even. I'm doing everything I can not to. I'm not going to, though. I'm not going to say a word.
Ken Lugston in the pits. Brendan Hussinger, Tom Ridgway, Charlie Stutzman, Rudy Haag, Brandon Cowell, Brent Thompson, Josh Lambert. Many drivers in the pits during this caution.
Yep, they're all just topping off the gas, though. There's a few of them in there might be getting some tires. Oh, he must be getting worked on again still. He was involved in that incident earlier, though. We saw him, that 90 Josh Lambert. He's probably still getting some work done, getting it fixed up from that last incident.
This is caution number 7. We've had a lot of cautions already in this one.
Well, I would venture to say that in speaking with the league admins, they absolutely did not think that we would have this many cautions tonight.
And is it signs of rustiness from the drivers?
I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's rustiness as much as it could be just possibly some not showing patience yet. I don't know. That's a good question. It really is. I don't know how long that they have been off from racing. That's a good question. I really don't know what would cause that, especially here at Michigan. Michigan is a track that you should be able to run a lot of caution-free laps, but we just have not seen. It could have to do with, I don't know how big their fields normally are, but I think when the league found out that they were going to be doing a broadcast, this is the league's first broadcast race, maybe a lot more guys showed up who don't normally race the trucks as much, and maybe that could have potentially, having 30-something vehicles on the track just makes it that much easier to, have an incident. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think one of the first races I've commentated on a NASCAR event, we had 0 cautions. Mind you, the field was more reduced. Really, it was running about 20 or 21 cars in the field. Never a single caution we had throughout the race.
Yeah,
not one.
And some people would say, "Oh, that's great racing," but the reality is, cautions make for excitement because it bunches the field back up and allows for passing, and you know what I mean. The problem is if you run a super long green flag stretch, like a half a race, you only get 5 or 10 cars on the lead lap, and it doesn't make for the most exciting racing. But we're ready to go back to green here.
We've got 34 laps remaining at Michigan, and it's Will Weaver who will lead the field round this time. Will he be the one, or be one of those involved in the playoffs at the end of the season? We'll find out soon enough, and I will remind you that the winner of this race will automatically qualify for the playoffs.
Assuming
in the Las Vegas event.
Assuming they
September.
run 6 races, minimum 6 races to qualify.
And it's John Fowler who's side by side with him. Nathan Strader to the left-hand side of the three. He is going through.
That's Michigan right there. 3 wide, plenty of room. That's the way you should be able to run in Michigan. They're getting dicey back here in the pack. Look at this. I don't want to cut away from the front, but...
Well, there is Strader to the left-hand side. And then we see Weaver there and Fowler in that white liveried 94. Behind those 3 is Brandon Huff in the 631, who is going through, and thankfully we've got through the first lap of that restart without any incidents this time. And it is going to be Weaver to the outside of Strader, but watch out for John Fowler to the inside of the pair of them, with Huff and Logston, who's got back into the fray for the lead.
He has. So you got Strader up there on the high side with, is that Fowler behind him, right? No, there's Fowler there. That's Will Weaver up there on that, running that Moza livery up there on the top side.
Well, Will Weaver in the 9, in second place.
Seems like that...
Logston.
I was going to say, it seems like that high line seems to be working pretty good right now. These guys they're making some good time up there. As I say that, the bottom line starts to move. That's how it goes.
Well, it is Weaver in the lead now, but for how long? Because Strader's alongside him once more. It's 2 by 2. And 4 drivers for the lead again. Brandon Huff in 5th position, and it's Casey Cotterman and Barry Acker, who pitted not too long ago. I think it was the caution. Well, talking which of cautions, we've got what looks like our 8th caution of the race.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out in a moment who had precipitated that.
Well, unfortunately, Jacob Nagel's involved, which we were kind of keeping an eye on him to see how he worked on his car tonight. Let's see who else is involved here.
This is the front end. It's definitely not the front end because we didn't see any of them having any form of shenanigan. It will be further behind.
Well, it's interesting.
That was what caused.
There you go. No, it's that's weird. It's telling me that's where the crash occurred. But here we go.
This will be further back.
There it is.
That is. I'm trying to see what car number it is. Well, there's the 78 involved, and that was the 40, I believe. It might have been the 43 of John Gardner Senior. That had gone right. Is it John Gardner Senior? Or was it Jacob Nagel? It might be Jacob Nagel.
Yeah,
that
it was Nagel.
Went round.
Yeah, Nagel, Brent Thompson, Ryan Walker was involved in that. All right, let's look at it one more time.
Actually, no, it wasn't Nagel. It was Brent Thompson, not Jacob Nagel. So there's the 78, and I think that was Zach Tucker who got involved in it, and another car speared off towards the barrier on the inside.
Let's take one.
So 4 cars involved in that one.
So 78 got in the back
replay.
of the 45, and then that kind of kicked it all off.
And then someone else spun around as he was taking evasive action.
But what's funny is there was another little incident occurred right in front of him. If you watch, there's like let's see, this blue and white truck down here on the bottom. Watch, he goes full up. I don't know.
Yeah.
What happened there.
That was really bizarre.
He was just like riding along, and then, man, he just shot up the track. Was that Newman? Yeah, that is Newman, huh? That's him after the fact. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was strange.
Well, the 78 is Ryan Walker, who was the one that caused that incident, because he ran into the back of Brent Thompson and took Zach Tucker with him. There was another car that spun by itself. I don't think it went into the barrier himself. I think he was able to survive that time around.
I'm trying to figure out what happened with Newman here. So nobody touches him, and then just all of a sudden he goes shooting up the track.
I think he caught the bump. He caught the bump, I think, and he tried to correct a slide, which had thrown him into another car on the outside barrier. They're very nimble, these. They're very, very nimble. It's very easy to drop them once you really
and I mean,
that
and they're flying too. I mean, these guys are, like I said, they're running, right up at 200 miles an hour in some of these spots on the track. So, all right, let's see what's going on up here. We are, where are we at laps wise? We're at 51. So we got a little less than 30 laps to go, right? We're 80 laps tonight. Is that correct?
Yes. So just approaching the end of lap 52. Barry Ecker is the one that's leading now, followed by Brandon Cowell, Randy Corrier, and Chris Randall, Kane Logston, Will Weaver, Brandon Huff, John Fowler, Nathan Strader, who I believe pitted in, or may have dropped back since the last time we spoke about him.
Well, he was up there battling. He was up there. Strader is in that's that Jack Daniels car we were talking about earlier. He was up there battling for the lead when that last incident happened, so he might have pitted right there.
He pitted in during this caution, Jim.
Yeah, okay.
So that explains why he is further down the order compared to his. Well, the highest driver in the field that has pitted during this caution is Kane Logston in 4th position.
Did he take tires?
From what I saw, it was just the 5.88 second pit stop. So the answer to that question is no, he hasn't.
So, trying to see who the top guy that took tires would be. That's going to be, that's Juan Velez, but he's working on his car from earlier. So, okay, so nobody's really trying to make a move with tires yet. It's a little early for that, so.
Pace car lights are off, and we should be good to go for yet another restart. And this one's been going on. This session's been around for 57 minutes. Now, if you minus, let's say, 5 minutes off that, or maybe a few minutes off that, we're probably looking at around about 54, 53 minutes or something like that. But the pace car is in, and it's green again at Michigan. 27 to go. And Barry Ecker is the one who leads the field round, and it's Brendan Carroll and Randy Corrier next behind, with Kane Logston, who will be aiming to go a little bit further than these. And the question is, who is able to make their way through? I can tell you that the number 5. Is that the number 5 or is that the number 9? I can't quite tell who it
5.
is that's dropping back there.
That's
it's
Nathan.
The 5, isn't it?
Nathan Strader.
Well, I'm looking at. I think Nathan Strader's in an orange livery machine.
Yes,
There is
that's
the number
right.
6.
Oh no, the 9.
That's the
Will Lever. Yeah, Will Weaver. Is that who you're talking about? The white vehicle right there?
Yeah.
No.
So it's the red one I was talking about, but never mind. It's another caution.
Oh
and
my
Chris
gosh.
Randall, I think, has been involved in another incident this time.
What in the world is going on? Now this is. Hold on, this.
This is the wrong
Here we
part
go.
of the field. This is going to be.
It's
straight
Valdez
along
up
the
there
wall.
into the wall, yeah. And then
Yeah,
he comes off the
unsafe
wall.
rejoin.
Yeah, he let it drift off the wall and caused a caution. And unfortunately took out one of his competitors at the same time. So now who was that was involved with him? Who did he take out there?
If you get an onboard, maybe that might answer the question. Well, it's a white and blue livery car, I can see, but I can't see the car number on that. It is Juan Velez, who scraped along the barrier and clipped the left rear.
Let's see, this also was this something else here, or was this just people avoiding? Nope, there we go.
Separate incident.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was because...
That's probably the one that brought the caution out.
I don't agree with that. I think maybe that was in response to the caution, because the drivers would have been racing for longer than those that reacted to the caution coming out. So I think that was probably a late reaction from someone that thought that maybe the caution wasn't pulled out and they didn't realise until the last moment.
Yeah, that's possible. It does show up after the caution, yeah. Yeah, maybe so. That's one of those one of those incidents.
Well, this is our 9th caution of the race now.
Yeah, we're starting to stack.
No.
We're starting to stack them up. That's quite a few cautions.
How many laps do we tend to have under a caution? Because I know it's no more than 3.
Well, we've got 9 cautions and we're 55 laps in. So if it was 10, we'd be averaging 5. So we're averaging about 7 maybe laps per caution right now. Yeah, that's I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I really am. I don't know what to attribute it to. I'm shocked. I did not expect this at Michigan. I really did not. So, by the way, down here in the bottom corner, we got a few of our sponsors, since we've got time to talk about them. And BizRat Paints is one of the sponsors of the league, and also 859 Designs. Both of them apparently design wraps. So earlier today, when I was getting everything ready, it dawned on me that apparently we have a rap battle going on here. Okay, that's my bad joke. Does that make sense to you at all? Do you know what a rap battle is?
Just repeat that again. That flew over me.
Well, I'm not sure how familiar you are with rap music, but when rappers go head to head, they call it a rap battle. So
right, okay.
And so that was my American joke. Hopefully somebody got it out there and it wasn't completely lost on the entire world. But that was I kind of figured that it might not work with you. I needed
that kind of aligns with a particular joke from a sitcom over in the UK called Gavin and Stacey, where basically someone turns up to work for like a work interview or something, and someone's saying, or they introduce saying their name, saying Owen Hughes, because he's like Welsh or something like that, and he says, "In case you ask, no, I don't." And the reason why it's a joke is because of the Welsh language.
Oh.
And I think it's like a Welsh saying of "do-we."
Oh,
and
gotcha.
that's saying "no, I don't." Yeah. So for those that are British and maybe understand where I'm coming from, feel free to ping in the chat about that particular scene from Gathering the States if you want. Meanwhile, restart underway, 23 laps to go at Michigan, and it's Barry Acker who leads again ahead of Kane Logston, and it's Brandon Cowell in third place. Randy Corrier, who started this race in P32, is now in fourth place. Brandon Huff fifth, and it's John Fowler. Nathan Strader was in P7, and it's Casey Cotterman, Will Weaver, and Rudy Haag inside the top 10. And safe to say, we've got the perfect 10 because another caution is out.
Oh my goodness. What in the world is going on, guys? Come on. Oh.
And it's someone dropping it by himself.
Yeah, he did. That's it's Brent Thompson.
It's not his first incident of the night.
No, what in the world happened there, though? That was just wiggling on him a little bit, wiggling, and then...
Yeah, tried to correct the slide. He tried to correct the slide, and he couldn't counter it.
I mean, that almost looked like... I don't know. I won't say it's equipment failure, but I don't know. That was weird. But anyway, yeah, here we are. Solid 10. I don't know who Midnight 30 is, but apparently Midnight 30 loves me. It must be my horrible sense of humor. So let's see. We got some chats. We got some comments in the chat here. Let's see. Oh, Midnight 30 is one of the ones from I2I, which is another NASCAR league we broadcast here on MotorMouth Broadcasting, which would explain why they love me, because they're exposed to my wonderful sense of humor already. Yes, there's a high probability that I've taken too much cough medicine today. Let's see. Manhattan Project crashed into the wall. I'll watch from the pits. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems yeah, and we got William Hawker in there. We got a few people in there.
And someone's just going through it and nearly running into the safety car. I thought he was going to run into the back of the pace car.
Somebody's killing the pace car?
Which he was going.
That'd be funny if you could spin the pace car, because then people would do it all the time, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, thankfully. If he ended up wrecking his own car, well, to be honest, justice would have been served, because the pace car does not take any form, well, of a particular word, which I'm not going to use on air, but you could probably guess where I'm coming from with that.
You could say could say BS.
Yeah.
Either way, the safety car doesn't take any BS. Maybe that's not a statement. Maybe that's not a thing over in Europe. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not, actually.
No, they do sometimes use it, just maybe not as much as the Americans do.
All right. Well, you carry on here. I'm going to reach over here and do something real quick, and I'm going to cut my mic off, so you're in charge. Don't fire anybody while I'm gone.
Well, Bariak is the one that's leading. The safety car's lights are still on, so it'll carry on for another lap. And I can tell you Tom Ridgway is coming for a pit stop. And the drivers are coming during this caution, running down. Well, every driver pretty much from Kane Logston downwards has come in for at least fuel in that last pit stop. Now, the drivers who seem to have taken tyres during that caution are the likes of Brandon Huff, Casey Cotterman, and Rudy Haag. It'll be interesting to see how far they can go on their tyres. And then you've got John Gardner Sr., who has taken tyres. Brendan Hussinger has taken tyres. Jacob Nagel has taken tyres. And so we are gearing up for the restart. The lights are off on the pace car, and we'll be raring to go. We are on lap number 61, so it'll be lap 62 when the race gets underway, meaning we've got 19 laps remaining here in Michigan. The drivers out of the race so far are no longer competing in this one. You've got the likes of Brent Thompson, who is out. You've got Juan Velez, who's out. William Samples is out. Ryan Walker is out. Richard Newman is out. Derek Roush is out. Dak Tucker has not gone any further. And you've got Aaron Blackburn, who is out. Rick Modric, who is still going, actually, albeit 22 laps down. And then you've got Matt Morrison and Jackson Johnson, who are out. Safety car is in. And our 10th caution will conclude. And the restart will commence at this Michigan International Speedway. And Barry Acker will lead the field round again. And it's the Canadian Brandon Cowell giving chase in the Chevrolet. There are a mixture of Chevrolets, Fords and Toyotas in this field. And Fowler is already making a move on the restart because Randy Correa has lost 2 places to both him and Nathan Strader. And through turn 2 they come. And so far, so good from the drivers. Will we get through at least the next 5 or 6 laps without any form of incident whatsoever? We want to see some green flag action here. And Fowler is looking to go through an open door on Brandon Cowell as they enter the pit straight once more. And he's looking to go through into P2. Barry Acker is holding on for now. Nathan Strader is in 4th place. Kane Logston has made his way up into 5th ahead of Randy Correa. Will Weaver has dropped down the order a little bit. Randy Correa down to P7. And so far, no dramas from the field altogether. Brandon Huff is down to P7. Nathan Strader up into P3 past John Fowler by the time they get to turn 3. It looks like Barry Acker is holding on for the time being. Fowler fights him back as Brandon Cowell has gone down to 5th place now. And the field's scattering around like it's a game of Minesweeper.
Yes, Strader dove it to the bottom there, and he's going to make a good run here going into, what is this, turn 1, I believe. I'm lost.
Barry Acker still with his nose in front, using the banking on the outside to maintain the momentum ahead of Nathan. Yep. John Fowler.
Let's see how Nathan's truck's working on the bottom. Oh, that's very nice. Barry drove it down there, going to try to side draft off of him and hold him up. That's a good strategy. We'll talk about that one if you're not familiar with it at a later point in time. But when you in the draft like that and you come down on a guy like that, it causes his car to slow down because of the wind coming off the air coming off your car.
Well, Strader's going through on the inside of Acker out of turn 2. But you see the side draft. That's the side draft that you were mentioning.
Yeah. Well, Acker's got a pusher now too, so he's got some help back there. There he goes. He's going to slide down in front of him and cut that off.
That was Kane Logston who was bump drafting Barry Acker on the approach to turn 3. John Fowler and Brandon Hoffer side by side as well. What does Nathan Strader do as they go through the pit straight again towards turn number 1? Through they come, and no way through at the moment. Barry Acker doing very well to hold up the field here for a number of laps.
He has.
And yeah, he's been in there for some time as Barry Acker, and now we look at what looks like John Fowler, who is trying to make his way through. He's in that white livery in 3rd place, but there's another white livery I think is coming through. That's Brandon Cowell on the inside of Nathan Strader and Josh Lambert, who is also in the mix. And very, very nip and top. It's nice wheel-to-wheel action so far. It's almost 4 wide look in the battle for 4th position, and Josh Lambert in that yellow and black livery machine is coming through on the inside. Is he going to take 2 in one go? Now, you may have heard me saying about drivers who took on tyres in the last pit stop. You can see wheel-to-wheel action there between Barry Acker and John Fowler out of turn 2. And that was very close to ending in tears, but thankfully not so that time around. Barry Acker on the inside of Kane Logston as they go through turn number 3 and soon to be 4. And Barry Acker doing everything right so far. This is nice racing. Very nice racing from Barry Acker. Acker
got shuffled all the way back to 4th right there, and he drove it right back up to the front. Yeah, his car's working good. And his truck will work on the bottom, too. That's the thing. See, like right now, he's down on the bottom, and it's working down there. So he's going to be tough to pass because he's running that high side because the other guys can't run the bottom on him, but yet he can turn it down to the bottom when he needs to. Looks like
20 are on the lead lap.
Looks like Logston's truck working on the bottom too with a little help. Oh, he slid right up in front of, did a little slide job on Barry there. Passed him and slid up in front of him.
Well, Barry Eckert giving Logston the nudge towards turn number 1. Out through they come. 12 to go. Not long left in this race.
No, I think at this point, anybody who was thinking about coming and getting tires, that strategy's over with at this point. I think that you got what you got for the rest of the race now.
Well, if it gets that aggressive, we could well end up with another caution.
Yeah, but it'll be too late to come in at that point. I don't think you'd be able to get back to the front.
Well, through goes Lambert on John Fowler for 4th place. Kane Logston has got his nose in front of Barry Acker again, but it's Acker who will have the high ground through turn number 1. There goes Lambert on Fowler on the inside, and he's looking to filter his way past Brandon Cowell in the exit of turn 2.
Man, look at that. That's Lambert in that 90 truck. Now, we saw him involved in an incident earlier, and we saw him working on his truck. And here he is, right up here battling for the lead. I'll tell you what, Logston's truck's working pretty good here, too.
Out they come off turn number 4. And it's 10 laps remaining.
I wonder if I'm wondering if Barry might have pushed his a little hard. No, there he goes. All right. I thought his tires might have been fading on him a little bit, but he made a little charge there. We'll see. This is getting good here now.
I can say that Barry Acker and Brandon Cowell have been on tyres since lap 44, or pitted in on lap 44. Oh, collision! Caution! Jim!
There we go.
It's Brandon Huff. Brandon Huff has come together with someone. He's ended up in the barrier on the far side. Now, who was it that he came together with? I couldn't quite see. I think it's the man who's running in P7 right now. It might have been Tim Johns that he came together with. He avoided the wall, luckily, did Brandon.
Yeah, I believe
that is the 11th caution.
Is it Tim Johns? Let's see.
It was a black livery car, I think.
Let's see.
It was not Tim Johns, sorry.
No, Tim Johns is in a white livery there.
Might be Nathan Strader. I think it was Nathan Strader that got involved.
Might have been Nathan. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, it was Strader. But let's see here. I'm trying to figure out. No, Strader went up there. Yeah, that was a little.
It's 6 and 1.5 a dozen. The other, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he came up, but at the same time, the other truck came down. That's one of those racing incidents. But I tell you what, it's put us in a spot here where we're going to have probably 7 or 6 laps to go. Oh, they're coming in. Oh.
And a lot of them.
Oh, a lot of them are. All right. Well, the more that come in, the better this strategy is going to work for everybody. So who stayed out? Lambert, Johns, and Chappell, and everybody else is in. I feel like those guys might be sitting ducks up there with old tires. Oh, no, there's a couple more that didn't pit. There's a couple more.
Well, there's Lambert that pitted in for tyres, because his pit stop was 46 seconds long, albeit he was one of those that pitted in for repairs, if you remember, Jim, from the collision he was involved in earlier.
Yes.
Tim Johns did not take new tyres in his last stop, and neither did Robert Chappell, whereas John Gardner Sr. did, judging by his pit stop, and the same for Casey Cotterman.
2 tires at the most, though. 15 seconds is only enough for 2. That's not enough to get 4. So all these guys are grabbing 2 tires here, it looks like. I don't think they could do a 4-tire stop in 15 seconds.
Well, if they've got any sets of tyres left, a full set, they may as well throw the whole set on. But
if you spend another 12 or 14 seconds in pit road, that can really set you back in track position. So, maybe you don't do that for that reason. Plus, the right side tires on these cars wear out. Left side tires, for the most part, they don't suffer a lot of wear. because all the weight is on those right side tires. Depending on how you're driving it, it's either concentrating on the right front or the right rear. If your car's really working well, it'll be your right rear tire that wears out. If your car's not handling well and it's pushing up the track, you'll wear your right front tire out, which that's disastrous because it just gets worse and worse and you just continue to push up the track. But I tell you what, we have got a situation here. So who was our first guy that pitted and took tires? It's going to be...
The first one will have been, working it out,
maybe
it's the driver in P9, Jacob Nagel.
Did he take tires?
Well, judging by his pit stop... Oh, wait, hang on a second.
No.
No, it's not him. We've got someone who did a 10-second stop. We've got someone who's done a 14-second stop. That's Brandon Cowell.
Yeah. Be interesting. It's not a lot of laps left here to work your way back up through this field. We'll see how valuable some tires are.
Well, we've got 6 laps to go once this race restarts. I think the pace car lights are off.
They are.
And Josh Lambert will lead the field around again. The man in second place is Tim Johns, and it's Robert Chappell. John Gardner is in 4th place.
Tim Johns we saw get wrecked hard earlier because I made the comment about Alabama. You remember that? And,
yep.
Yeah. And the 90 truck got wrecked earlier tonight, too. We saw him involved in an incident, and now they're both up front.
The pace car is in, and we are ready to go for a 6-lap shootout, hopefully. And Josh Lambert leads away in a very, very nice restart. He's gone very early, Jim.
Yeah, he got a nice jump, though. He's in control of the field, though. It's his decision when to go, so... Just looking through the field here to see if there's any...
Turns 1 and 2.
Oh, we got 4 wide back here.
Nathan
Look at him.
That's Nathan. Is that Nathan Strader coming through?
Strader's up here a little in front. He's a little in front of the 4 wide incident, though. There's Strader there.
Yeah, that's Strader in 9th position at the moment. So far, I'm looking to see how far the driver that did come in for tyres is getting on.
So where's Barry Acker? Because we know he came in, and he's back in 15th place.
He's in 15th. The driver I was looking for was Brandon Cowell. Caution again.
Oh, my goodness. See, that's another thing. If you get stuck back, you could also get caught up in somebody's mess, too. Here we go. 5 wide.
Ridgeway.
That's good. Look, guys, come on. 5 wide.
5 into 1 just doesn't go.
No. I mean, it's a wide track, but 5 wide, come on. I mean, I get it. There's 6 laps to go. You can't really afford to back out at this point, but so aside from it being 5 wide there, whoever was running along the wall is the one that initiated that because he kind of bounced off the wall or pulled away from the wall and contacted the truck next to him, see? And then that kind of started all up, but oh man, I don't know.
That was a collision there involving Ridgeway. It might have been Ziegler and Stutzman who got involved in it.
Well, I know Ridgeway and Ziegler were in there for sure. And yeah, Ridgeway and Stutzman was probably involved as well, yes.
We've got 4 laps to go.
So
don't think anyone pitted in that time around. Although we had a couple of drivers pitting in, albeit maybe for repairs this time.
They were involved. Yeah.
We've not got too long left in this, and I've called into the race session as that looks like Michael Champlin has been given that lucky dog benefit as he goes past the pace car.
Well,
I think because the laps car had gone by, that means the safety car must stay on for another lap after this one.
Yes, so we're going to be 3 to go when
and then 2 when the restart happens.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they will always run 3 laps at the end of the race like this when it goes caution. I don't think this is considered a green, white, checkered finish. It may be, though. To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on that. So at the end of one of these, if a caution falls, they'll do what they call a green, white, checker, which is a 3-lap shootout to the end. And if another caution falls during that period, then the race is usually over.
Over the line comes Josh Lambert, who is on the brink of taking victory. He qualified on pole position earlier. Robert Chappell started this race from 20th on the grid, is in second place. It's John Gardner in third, who started 16th on the grid to get up to where he is.
Yep.
It looks like
Lambert's been all over the field tonight. He, like I said, he was involved in an incident earlier. I think he had to do a little work on his car, and now he's back up front again.
Is it 12 cautions we've had in this race now? Because I've almost lost count from where...
I don't want to count, but yeah, I think that's probably about right.
We've not got long left in this race, and Lambert will just want to see this one out, and providing he competes in enough races this season, he'll be in line to compete in the playoffs when they first race in Las Vegas.
This is far from over, though. There's still quite a bit of action left to go here. 3 laps is a long time, and you can get somebody freight train, a couple of cars get together and drive right by him. So we'll see. I'm not sure who that is with the flames with no number on the side of the truck there, but we've seen that car involved in several incidents tonight along the way. And back up front.
The pace car is in, and we're ready to go for a 2-lap shootout to the finish. Is Josh Lambert going to come away with the first victory of the season, or will Robert Chappell, Brandon Huff, or John Gardner Sr. take it away? Here we go again. 2 laps remaining here in Michigan, and it's Lambert who leads. He's got Chappell to his right-hand side, and we watch John Gardner Sr. in the Chevrolet in third place go through on Chappell. On the inside there he is in the 43 in that monster liveried machine, and the man he'll be focusing on now is Josh Lambert. White flag next time around, and which means we won't get any more cautions from here on in. Hopefully not, anyway. And John Gardner Sr. going through on the inside of Josh Lambert. Is he going to find his way through?
My goodness,
it's going to be nip and tuck as they head over the line to begin the last lap. The white flag will be waved from the marshal, and here we go then.
Look at
who
this.
takes it all.
Oh my gosh! The 43.
I don't think he had to correct any understeer, but he's lost ground crucially there. And multiple cars involved. That's looks like John Fowler's got involved in it. But Brandon Huff is into second place, and it's Josh Lambert he's fighting. Lambert should be able to hold on here because Huff is not quite alongside unless he gets brilliant drive coming out of the last turn. It's going to be a drag race to the line between Josh Lambert and Brandon Huff. But it's Josh Lambert who's going to win out in the end and takes the first victory of the season in the Racing Paradise Truck Series Championship. Brandon Huff is second ahead of Robert Chappell. John Gardner Sr. is fourth. Barry Eckert is fifth. Tim Johns, Brandon Cowell, Kane Logston, Nathan Strader and Will Weaver round out the top 10. But that restart wasn't without contact on the final lap involving John Fowler.
Yeah, well, there was a little contact there, but at that point they're racing hard, just scrambling for position. So, but that was a good finish. Really exciting. Let's see if old Josh can do some burnouts. I bet he can.
Burnouts, donuts. He can celebrate however he likes. He's done a super job tonight. Pole sitter earlier into the race victory. What a brilliant job. Bearing in mind, he did. His last pit stop was on lap 59, so he did the last 21 laps. Well, I don't know if that was the same set of tyres he did. When the last pit stop he did take new tyres because he had a 46-second pit stop. He even got caught up in someone else's incident at some point in the race, We had 12 cautions throughout that one, and Lambert made the most of the game of chess and came out on top, as he does the usual American tradition, doing some donuts on the pit straight. You can even do this on the NASCAR video games, believe it or not.
Yes, that's awesome. Got to be able to do your donuts. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at these results here. All right.
Race number 1 has been won by Josh Lambert, with Brandon Huff in second place. It's Robert Chappell in third. John Gardner Sr. is fourth, head of Barry Ackett. It's Tim Johns in sixth, Brendan Carroll seventh, Kane Logston eighth, Nathan Strader ninth, and Will Weaver in 10th position. Casey Cotterman is in 11th place, followed by John Fowler. Rudy Haag in 13th place. Michael Champlin was 14th, head of Brandon Hussinger. Chris Randall is 16th, head of Charlie Stutzman. Jacob Nagel was 18th. I think it's showing that John Fowler on that classification is in 18th position. I don't know if that's actually correct, actually. So Champlin's 13th, Hussinger 14th, Randall, Stutzman, Nagel, and Fowler, who was the last of those on the lead lap. Michael Siegler was a lap down in 19th, with Randy Corrier in 20th position. And then we've got Trent Richard 2 laps down in 21st place, Chris Chadwick in 22nd. Tom Ridgway, who parts up after the last caution. Rick Modric finished the race, albeit 22 laps down. Brent Thompson retired, as did Juan Felez. Liam Samples, Richard Newman, Ryan Walker, Derek Walsh, Zach Tucker, Aaron Blackburn, Matt Morrison, and Jackson Johnston.
All right.
What a race. A very incident-packed one, would you say?
Yeah, it was a few more cautions than I think we were expecting tonight. But overall, there was still a lot of exciting racing. And I think once these guys settle in for the season, I think we're going to see plenty of good, hard racing this year from this group of guys. So I'm noticing that our third place finisher is, I guess, one of the founders of the league, who I'd been dealing with this week to get everything together. So maybe we'll pull him in first. Do you want to see if you can pull him in, just to see if you've got that capability, so that we can add that in if you don't?
I would rather if you did it, if that's
okay.
all right. Thank you. I'm not used to pulling people into the
no
into
problem.
the booth.
That's no problem. Here we go.
Well,
I can't. Well, Robert, I don't have permission to pull you in. So if you're listening, can you bring yourself in, because you have that capability? Hopefully you're listening. Hey, Pop, can you pop down into the waiting room and tell Robert to come into the booth, because he can pull the rest of the guys in.
No problem. I'll quickly do that for you.
First week bugs. Sometimes it happens. But yeah, pretty exciting race. I'm excited to see what the rest of the season holds for us. And I believe we're at Pocono next week. That ought to be interesting. There he is. So yeah, apparently I do not have permission to pull people in yet.
Copy. We should have checked that. That was my bad. I thought that it did, but I can be here. I should be able to pull them in.
But anyway,
Thank you very much.
We'll talk to you first, since you're here and finished third tonight. You weren't up there in the conversation a lot, but when it all came down to the end, you slid right on up in there and got you a nice podium finish there.
I don't even know where to begin, because I think I was running sixth there for a while, got caught up. I had about 30 seconds worth of damage, got crinkled up there. I was just trying to survive. That was my goal, was to survive. Ended up with 12X, and pit strategy, I guess, is where I got that podium from.
Well, it was it's funny, because you and I had numerous conversations about how quick these races were going to be this week.
and I was talking to my guys about that too.
And then we run what do we get, 12, 13 cautions, something like that? That's pretty funny. That's usually how it goes when you promise a good, clean race. That's usually what happens. But overall, there's plenty of exciting action. And do y'all normally get 35 cars for a field? Is that normal for you guys, or?
we're typically around 16 to 18, but
So there you go.
you bring the broadcast in.
Sure.
People want to be a part of that.
Well, that's what it's all about, and I think that's probably part of the reason that we had the cautions that we had. You got guys that maybe aren't used to running this series. That many more cars on track, it's a lot easier to get caught up in other people's stuff. So I think as it settles in, I think we'll it'll level out for sure. But overall, it was a good first night, and you had a good finish, so you're off to a good start. So
yeah, I'm happy about the podium finish there. There's a lot of great drivers in here, and I think that was part of our issue too. They all know that they can be up front, so they were all trying to get up front.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of aggressive driving, but we'll get it cleaned up. We'll probably lose a driver or two here and there, but I think we'll be fine.
I mean, that's all part of the growing pains, especially like I said, when you bring a broadcast on like this, people get excited, and a lot of people show up that first week, and then, they'll few of them will slide away here and there, and so it'll be fine. But
it'll be good.
Well, good. Congratulations on doing the broadcast and getting us involved, and we enjoy that, and glad to be here. And let's go ahead and pull Brandon Huff up, and we'll talk to him since he finished second.
All righty, give me 1 second here.
Tom, I'll let you do this one.
Brandon Huff finishing second place in round 1 here in Michigan. Brandon, talk to us about your race tonight. How did you think it went for you?
Yeah, I mean, I joined in kind of late into the league, and I enjoyed it. It was a really good race for the most part. A few unnecessary cautions, but it was fun nonetheless.
And it was a very incident-packed one. I think it was 12 cautions. I almost lost count as I was discussing with Jim earlier. But how did that affect your strategy side of it? What was the plan going forward? Because I think you're only allowed like 2 sets of tyres for the whole race. What was the thinking behind the strategy that you went for?
Well, I got hooked twice, and so that kind of dictated my strategy. I fueled up several times. I waited as late as possible to take my last set of tires. I think that's ultimately what helped me get to the front. And then once a few others pitted on that last caution, it put me as close as I could possibly get.
Brandon, this is Jim Cunningham. How much damage did you suffer in those 2 incidents you had? Do you recall how many minutes or how much time you had in damage?
I got pretty lucky. The left front was tore up pretty good. I think I had right around 3.5 minutes. So over about 2 or 3 cautions, I was able to get that fixed and work my way back up to the front.
Well, that's great. That's quite impressive, actually, to be able to recover that much damage. That's sometimes that's hard to do. Although we had plenty of cautions tonight to do it. So
yeah, I think the strategy side of things with all the cautions, it really changed the whole race because people were pitting at different times for fuel, so it really changed up, where they were in relation throughout the race. So
yeah,
there's a lot of front and back movement.
Well, I think that'll all settle in. This is a little bigger field than they normally have, and guys get a little bit, excited, and it's first race of the season. Everybody wants to run up front on the broadcast, all that stuff. So, but it'll settle out, I'm sure, and we're going to get some good racing. There's a lot of good drivers in this field. A lot of guys I recognize their name and know them, so I know there's definitely some good racers in here. So, well, congratulations to you on your second place tonight. That was a good start to your season. And do you have anybody you want to shout out to since we got you in here?
I'm gonna shout out the winner, Josh. He's the one that pulled me into the league, and so to run 1 and 2 on the very first race is pretty cool. I was able to push him across the line.
Both of you suffered a lot of damage too, so that's he had his little incident too. So everybody that ended up running up front ended up suffering damage and recovering from it. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, it was good talking to you, and we'll get Josh in here, celebrate with him.
Awesome. Thank you.
Josh Lambert coming away with the first victory of the season at Michigan International Speedway. Josh, it wasn't easy. And it's not often we say the pole sitter comes out on top in a particular NASCAR event, but a brilliant start to your season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. We had a fight there, fixing a lot of damage on the car.
How many minutes of damage did you end up having tonight?
I had 5 minutes and 30 seconds at one point.
Wow. Yeah, well, Lord knows you had the cautions to work on it.
Thankfully, yes, right. Yep.
You made, 8 pit stops working on your damage tonight, huh?
I think I made every pit stop I could.
Wow, that's pretty
How
impressive.
many it was.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I was surprised the truck would actually drive after that, honestly. It was tore up pretty bad, had engine damage. I could do about 165 is all it would do at one point.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite impressive. I saw you. I knew you got involved in a couple of incidents, but that was with Tom. He's from the UK, and he's called a lot of NASCAR races. But I was trying to just kind of talk him through some of the idiosyncrasies of NASCAR racing. In road racing, you get into an incident, and your race is pretty much over. And I was just explaining to him, look, man, you can get damage and start working on your car doing cautions, and next thing you know, you can come back and win the race. And here you go, you had 5.5 minutes of damage. Car was tore up good, and you ended up coming back and winning the race. Now, you were extremely fast when you started the night, so that helps. But still, that's a great example of just knowing, understanding what you got to do. Stay on the lead lap, just keep working on it, and it can come back to you.
That's right. You got to stick it through, man. You never know.
That's right. Well, congratulations again, buddy. Good start to your season. You got anybody you want to shout out to while we have you in here?
Yeah, SFRG Racing Team. That's a first win for them this season. I just joined their team last week.
Well, I'm sure they're proud to have you.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking to you more this season as time goes on, and congratulations again.
Appreciate you.
All right, Tom. So got our first one in the books here.
Absolutely, and it's been a brilliant start to the season for the top three who've had the time to speak to us. And, of course, we look forward to the next round of the championship, which will be in Pocono, if I've pronounced that correctly. I don't know if it's just an accent thing.
It is an accent.
From the UK after all.
It is. That's all right. We love that.
Yeah, well, that is the end of tonight's action. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in this evening. Thank you very much to the drivers for putting a brilliant season opener here at Michigan International Speedway. And we'll do it all over again in Pocono in 7 days' time. I'm Tom Cairns. He's Jim Cunningham. And we'll speak to you again soon when the Paradise Series Truck Racing Championship returns.
Well, we'll work on that part. The Racing Paradise Truck Series Championship.
Racing Paradise. Yep. That was what I was meant to say. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Time to end it there. Have a good evening, and we'll do it all again in 7 days' time. Thank you very much.